I want to go to our sister Mary Alice. So Sister Mary Alice, Brother Sultan told me to ask you this question. I think he told me, you mentioned about how Brother Joseph Mackendal, I think it was Brother Sultan, how Joseph Mackendal served as a translator for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, but I was told that you also doing some portion of the tour where you were translating. Can you talk about just that experience?
Yes, sir. It was in Mali. There was a special delegation that was orchestrated by our dear brother Gaddafi, late Gaddafi, to Timbuktu. And there, in that part of Africa, they speak French. They have other dialects, but the main language is French, the official language. And the minister, of course, was there. And at the airport, they could not assist them properly. And when I noticed that he was not being handled properly because of the language barrier, the people didn't know who he is, and at that time, they wanted to have the minister put in a general population, which was at the airport, which was very hot, extremely hot. And the minister at that time was going through excruciating pain. That was just before his operation. And the people, the officials, thought he was just another important person, but they didn't know the level of his importance. And I asked Brother Akbar to please excuse me, but I need to say something. And when I began to talk to them, and they directed that we should be in that general area, and I'll explain to them the minister's condition, and they still didn't agree with it. So then that's when I went on. I said, Brother Akbar, I really need to step in because they're not understanding what you're saying. So I began to talk to them about the minister, his level of importance, his connection with the
Testify.
yes, testified of how he is, who he is in their midst, and they began to listen. And as they began to listen, then I started ordering them by the grace of Allah. I know Allah had taken over me at that point. I ordered them to have a better place for the minister to stay. And that's when they directed me to the special lounge that is only made there for heads of state. So I can explain to them he is more than heads of state. So he has first priority to this room than anybody else. And they're saying they didn't have the key. I told them, I directed them to make sure they take me to the person who's in charge of the key. We need the key because His Excellency needs to be in there. And a long story short, Allah had then taken over me, and I acted other than myself, acted like I was in charge. And they began calling me Madam Protocol because they felt as though I was in high places. And I went and spoke to the person who was in charge. And they, from then, that point on, anything that they wanted of the minister, they asked me. And when all heads of states come through the airport, they came to me first. And I thank Allah that He blessed me in such a way that I will never forget. To be able, because at that point, all I was thinking about wasn't my life. And these were men with serious ammunition, with guns and AK-47. They were ready, because in Africa, our people, they don't play. When they're on post, they'll shoot you and drag you out. And at that point, I didn't see any danger. All I saw was the minister was in pain, and he needed to be attended to in the best manner. And Allah took over me, and I put away the chef hat, as brother said to me, Brother Akbar and Brother Leonard. They said I throw away my chef hats and put on a soldier's hat. because at that point, the minister's health and well-being was the most important to me, not my life. And everybody started, and throughout the airport, through info, everybody kept coming to me to translate, to share what they had to share with the minister.